Hey everyone, Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video we're taking a look at these powered, heated, manually extendable towing mirrors with the smoke turn signals and matte black caps, fitting 2020 and newer Silverado 2500 and 3500 models. If your Silverado is in need of some replacement mirrors and you want to keep that stock look and functionality but add a little bit of extra flair, these are going to be just what you're looking for. Featuring OEM type styling, construction, and functionality, these are a full set of mirrors that do everything you need without blowing out the budget. It always seems to happen eventually. You drive your truck enough and the mirror somehow just gets busted up. Whether it's something you did, like I've done to my own truck, or somebody else does it, these big mirrors on these larger trucks just tend to get a little scuffed up with time. But fear not, we've got a great option here for replacements that also upgrade a few things too. Now these take the exact style and function of your OEM mirrors and they add a little extra something. You have your usual power adjustments for the upper mirror glass, and the lower convex sections retain manual adjustability. Of course, these also manually extend for added visibility while towing, which is a little hard to demonstrate here on the table. Just like that though. These even retain the factory heated glass option. So on a cold morning, if your truck came so equipped from the factory, these are gonna clear off easily with the touch of a button. And if your truck was equipped with blind spot monitoring, guess what? That's gonna work here as well. These have the little icon in the corners for your alerts. Now where these differ though is in the style department. With the matte black caps, these are gonna pretty much fit any build, but the biggest difference here are the turn signals on the outside of the mirrors. Now these are LED, just like your stock ones, only these feature a smoked lens over top for a bit more of a stealthy appearance. Again, they're gonna function just like your stock ones do, and since these are LEDs, they should last you a good long while, and they'll be pretty darn bright to boot. Now construction here is all OEM style ABS plastic for the housings with those smoked polycarbonate lenses for the turn signals. Of course, the mirror glass is your standard as well, so this is going to hold up and function just like your originals that came on the truck. Pricing is probably the biggest selling point here, as this set is going to run you about $750, which, while I admit is still a good chunk of change, it is far, far cheaper than getting the equivalent pieces from GM. In fact, this set of two is going to cost you just a little bit more than half of the price of one mirror from GM. Trust me, I looked for you, and boy, I got some sticker shock when I did. But again, here, you're getting something that's not terribly priced, and again, you're not sacrificing any functionality or any quality either, so I think this makes a lot of sense as far as an economical and sensible replacement. Installation is going to get a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and you should be able to swap these out in about 1 hour. Since these are designed to replace your factory mirrors, they're going to bolt on without any modification, so it's a total plug and play operation. Now, if your truck did not have some of the options included here, the ones that we were discussing earlier, then wiring is likely going to be required in your situation. However, if you've got the equivalent stuff on your truck currently, these are going to be a really easy installation. And to walk you through that process now, let's head on out to the shop.
For this install, you will need a ratchet, an extension, 3/8 inch adapter if necessary, 7, 12, and 13 millimeter sockets, a pick, and a trim removal tool. What's up guys? Today we're going to be doing some new mirrors on our Silverado, so let's get started. So in order to get our factory mirror off, we're going to need to first remove our door panel. So we're going to need to remove a couple little access panels, remove some screws, and go ahead and pop our door panel off. The first one we're going to remove is this little panel behind the door handle. Just a little square panel. We're going to take a pick, pop that cover off, and then go ahead and remove the screw from there. So we're going to go ahead and pull our handle back, and down here in this lower left corner there's a little access slot. And we'll take our pick, go ahead and pop that panel out. Go ahead and remove that. Then we'll take our 7 millimeter socket and extension on our ratchet and go ahead and remove that screw in here. Next, we can go ahead and remove this center trim panel here. Now you may be able to get it out by hand, but if you need to, you can grab a plastic trim removal tool. Go ahead and get that in between there and kind of give you some leverage. Go ahead and start popping this out. Now this does have a slot tab on the back of it that slides into the door panel, so you'll need to pull it out this way to remove it. There that is. Now we can go ahead and remove the two 7mm screws located back in here, again with our 7mm socket on our ratchet. Now we have two more 7mm screws down bottom here, so we'll go ahead and pull those out as well. Now we're going to need to pull the panel out to release the mounting tabs. I like to start here in the lower inside corner. You can get behind the panel really well. And we're just going to give it some firm tugs around the outside and it'll release those tabs. The screws that we removed might finally pop out. And once you have all of your tabs released, you'll need to lift it up out of the sill and over the lock. And then you can pull it back out here. Next, we're going to go ahead and release our door lock cable. So we'll press down on the little release tab. Go ahead and pull that back, pull it out, just like so. Then we can unplug our main connector from our door. So we'll need to lift out on the release tab as well as push back on our safety tab. We can go ahead and unplug that connector. And we're also going to need to release this little gray tab here holding our harness to our door panel. And that should just go ahead and pop right off like so. And we can go ahead and set our door panel aside. So now we'll come to the inside of our door here, and we've got this little access panel that's going to allow us to get to the mounting bolts for the mirror. So we'll go ahead and pull this little cover off. Next thing we want to do is go ahead and unplug our mirror connector. So we'll go ahead and pull back on the red safety tab, push down on our release, and we'll go ahead unplug our connector for our mirror. You want to make sure this stays out here so it doesn't fall down in the door. Next, we can go ahead and remove the four 13mm nuts holding our mirror in place. So we'll grab our 13mm socket and extension on our ratchet and go ahead and pop those off. Now when removing your last nut here, you definitely want to support your mirror. You can reach through the window to do that. And once you have all of your nuts removed, you can go ahead and pull your mirror out and set it aside. So now we're going to need to install our new mounting studs onto our mirror. So we'll go ahead and thread the short end into the mirror. And once we have all of those started, we'll grab a 12mm socket on our ratchet and go ahead and run these all the way in. Now we can go ahead and get our new mirror mounted on our door. So now we're going to go ahead and send our new mirror back through in the same location as our factory mirror. Once you have it through, you're going to go ahead and install the 13mm flange nuts that come with your mirror. So once you have those started, we'll go ahead and tighten those down again with our 13mm socket and extension on our ratchet. Now once we have that tightened down, we'll go ahead and plug our connector in. We'll push that red safety tab back in place. Then we can go ahead and reinstall our little access panel cover. Now we can grab our door panel and go ahead and reinstall that. So we'll start by plugging our main connector back in. Go ahead and lock that back down into place. Push that safety tab back in, make sure it's nice and secure. Go ahead and reattach our little tab there. We'll go ahead and reinstall our door handle cable. That lock back into place here. Now we'll get our panel back in place. Remember, you want to go over top of your sill and have your door lock shaft back through the access hole on the panel itself. So we'll line that back up, which can sometimes be a little bit tricky. Make sure that seats back down. Then we'll go ahead and push our clips back in around the outside of the door. Now we can reinstall all of our screws with our 7mm socket and extension on our ratchet. We'll start with our door handle one. And our two behind our center trim. We'll get our two lower screws on. We'll get our covers back on. So remember, this center trim has this little locator. You have to slide that back into the door. Go ahead and pop that on. And our cover behind our door handle just snaps back into place, just like so. So once you've got this process done for this side, you can go ahead and repeat all these same steps for the other side. One thing to note here is that if your truck did not come with all the functionalities that this mirror offers, although it is a plug-and-play setup, the provisions for those functions are not wired into your connector from your truck if they did not come factory. So that will require some excess modifications or wiring that we are not going to do for demonstration purposes. So you may or may not have those functionalities based on how well equipped or not well equipped your mirrors were from the factory. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our powered, heated, manual extendable towing mirrors with smoked LED turn signals and matte finish for your 20 to current Silverado 2500 HD. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Silverado, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.